We are standing in our little pirate village of Bluebird's Bay, and we are in the future well, I hope, of the village. Now, last episode, we spoke about it. This episode, I've built it kind of, sort of, a little bit. I'll get to it. It's gonna not be like an episode thing, but it's a very interesting little build, because this is leading into the future build, which is our build of the day. And that is going to be a prison on our pirate island, and it's going to be super cool. It's actually, this well has given me some ideas, because I've decided to just, I don't actually know what we've been doing, but we've just been doing stuff in here, and it started to turn out really, really interesting. So we'll see how we go. And by the way, these people are very smart, incredibly smart. We've got a well going down here, right next to a future sewer line going through here. You can tell. You see this foresight? I can see a future little hole in this place. In fact, I'm gonna make this a break in here just to make things extra gross and grimy. But hey, we'll deal with that later. Today, this is not the episode. Today, we are gonna be building in the planned out area last day. Well, last episode, last day. What is going on, Jansey? What's happening? Also, by the way, maybe someone can shed some light on this. The pig's kind of stuck. That's not what I'm talking about. We had two little parrots here, the bluebirds of Bluebird's Bay, and I've had to relocate them because they seem to only be making baby zombie noises and creeper noises non-stop, and now you won't hear them. Do it. Prove me right. There. You see? You see? Non-stop. And I've moved them around everywhere, and they just keep making these noises no matter where they are. And it's kind of strange. I thought maybe it's a thing where, like, hey, I was just coincidentally getting them right next to some baby zombies and creepers all the time. But no, it seems like they are only like that, and they've been driving me absolutely nuts. So I decided, let's just put them very far away from me, and I can stay a little bit sane for another day. Let's go here, put this well in. Look at that. That's looking pretty darn good there. One block would be all right. Yeah, like that. Where we've got this in here. Maybe we can do something like this, that, and that. We'll have some water down there, and yeah, like that. Just a basic little thing for me to work with. We'll work with it. As I just said, and I got distracted by it. We're not building on that today. So what we're doing today is we have to think about this area back here. And this is going to be kind of like the final big build, I hope, of this area before we start going for little details around the place. And maybe if we have to fit in one big build, I'm down for another one big build. Maybe something over here would really crown this place. And in fact, actually, before I go any further, I know I'm all choppy and brains everywhere. I've just been thinking about it because we've got a world tour heading our way in about roughly 3 episodes time. We're gonna have a world tour, and it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna go through all the builds we've done, kind of just feel the world out. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and finish this area off, at least like features of this area before we start adding a few little bits and pieces. So let me know, well, I mean, even bits and pieces would be great. So let me know what bits and pieces and little things you think would add to this area to make it seem a bit more pirate-like. I'd love to hear that, and obviously just get as much of it done before we do the world tour of it. But today, that is not going to be the case. Today, it's going to be the case of actually building the builds. So for this, I need to get myself, is that all the stone? Man, I really came underprepared for the amount of building we're about to do, because I'm going to need a lot more stone. This is planned to be quite a gray, stony build anyway. So put these in there. Wonderful. And now, this is where we get into it. I want to make a little bit of an archway, and I was thinking about it, and I've kind of got some idea of what we're going to do with it. Let's just go up there, there, and there. And what I want to do is I want to make this archway seem like it goes up and curves over. Then we have the bridge, but on top of it, I want there to be a little bit of a bridge lookout, if that even makes sense, or if it is even a thing. It's a new thing anyway. So we'll go up here, do a flip around, and on top there, so I wanted to go up like that, bam, down, just like a cool little curve. And then we'll have a little place over there to look out here for any intruders. But hey, there's not going to be any problem with intruders anyway. This bridge is going to be broken, but you know what I'm talking about. So intruders coming into there would be spotted, and that's the whole point of that bridge. It also makes it a bit more interesting, so that's the other reason. Now, the sun's going down. I think that's a good time for me to just go in and get this, well, get some more stuff, and also get myself a bit of rest. then we can go ahead. I'll get a cool arch. I'm thinking of going with a little bit of wall, a little bit of stairs, maybe some slabs, just to get this to have a good shape. But that's a bit of time, so I'll get into that right now. There it is. This is just like a basic little thing, and what we're gonna do now is actually, why do I even have shears on me? Man, I'm so lost for some reason today all of a sudden, and I don't know what it is. What got me so lost in this world today? But what I'm doing here is I want to just go ahead, get a neat little curve to this. I've put this piece in here. This might actually be a bit too narrow, in fact. Yeah, this might be a little bit too narrow. Let's just see where our central block is. I have the feeling we're gonna have to get rid of one of these sides, so let's do that there. Maybe we can work with this. Who knows? Maybe we can. We can go up a little bit more. And this, by the way, is that super important planning that we really know we need to do that you tend to not do. And now you kind of regret it a bit later. So that's why I decided, let's go ahead, put this stuff in, and then we don't have to worry about it later. So that seems a bit too narrow. So we'll push this wall back one block. And of course, it's one of those things where I don't want to regret not doing it a bit later. And we have to think about why this place is here. Obviously, there is no road to get back into the main part of the village. So this would be purely, I'm guessing, to use this prison. So whenever people would be brought here, bam, that would be the reason there would be the place they would go, right through this way. Now, let's just go there. We've just put these in here, like that. Yeah, that'll be a good distance. I think it might be an even number now, but that's fine. That's all right. This isn't too important. An even number on a diagonal, I'm down with it. So, oh, yes. Like that, like this, like this. Is that the correct spot? You see, if we just keep going in that way, I think the problem here is, to get this cool arch, what was going through my brain was that we have to have this in line with these. But because this block here goes 1, 2, 3, and in with that block there, I don't think it's going to work with my exact plan. So we may very well, let's just see if we can engineer this at like a weird angle. And I say engineer as if it's like special. It's really not that special. But if we do it at like a weird angle like that, it might even add a little bit more to the build, because sometimes just building on those straights and diagonals, it's a bit boring. So let's add that in. We've got the same thing, just with the block difference between the two, and we'll put some sand to get ourselves up there, because it's easy to break and easy to realize that it's not in its correct place. So if we do something like that, maybe start adding these in. In fact, we might start adding these in here, like that. And then this will give us the perfect archway, I hope, for this build. So we do something there, a little bit like that, just to fill in the gaps. There we go. All right. And jump down. Ignore the derpiness of this piece here. So just that piece in there. Yeah, that feels archway-like. We can go ahead and just maybe get rid of a few of these in there and just make it a bit more interesting. I don't know, maybe, oh, get rid of those, just bump those up there and put something in like that. Something along those lines. Make it a bit broken, a bit pulled aside, and that should work. Now, the next part that I was thinking of was this piece here, which is going to be also part of the planning. And this is going to be the tower piece that you would walk in, prisoners would come in, go to the prison cells, which would be here. We will have a dungeon down the bottom, and it's going to be pretty cool, pretty crazy, I hope. And then what we can do is we can also have a little bit of a staircase going up this way, and it doesn't have to be too tall, which is kind of cool about the like size and scale we've used with these builds. So something like that, maybe a little bit there, a little bit there, and there, just temporary, don't worry. And right over here will be where we have our lookout. Yeah, that seems to make sense. As you can tell, I've got this big mess of blocks right now. I thought I'd just bring you guys in for the arch piece, but I think this might require a little bit of magic and placing blocks, breaking blocks. You know how it is. Right, it's looking a lot different than what it was before, but I think it is looking very, very good. In fact, what we have done, I've gone ahead, fixed that piece up, fixed this piece up, and I've started adding in a bit of details. I thought, you know, Jansey, calm down, man. You gotta keep up with what's going on here. I'm like going too crazy, just starting adding stuff without necessarily showing you guys what's going on. So here is what it's looking like from the back. Kind of merged in with that piece over there. Looking rather good, in fact. And then we go around this way, and you can see where the bridge is going to come out over there. So it actually, as a matter of fact, is looking, I think, pretty darn good. Tell me what you guys are thinking so far. But I'm really loving this one. So now what I want to do is I want to stand over here. In fact, why by jumping in the water, we'll stand over here. And I want to get it to look good from the outside, because a lot of these builds, you're not going to be necessarily in them as much as you're going to be around them, walking through them, viewing them from a boat, viewing them from a path that may come this way or something along those lines at some stage. And that is why we're going from the outside and why it's most important. Do I have any fish? Whoa. Apparently E was going a bit crazy there. But what I want to do now is I want to start adding a few little details. I don't want this to be crazy detailed. So a window in here and get this piece here a bit more interesting. And what I've decided to do, because of course, for people who may not know about the background of this village, it's a pirate village that has been taken, well, it was taken over by pirates. It was originally a village of our, like, empire in this world, whatever it may be. A village of them. Ooh, backward stare. Didn't even realize that. Okay, I didn't even put that in there. Don't know how that got there, but that's cool. So something like that and like this will be where we're going for. But basically, the village is a village that has been overrun. It was previously just a little town. There was going to be an outpost for some docks and controlled by some military from the grand I don't know what you call them, like master people who look after this island, the main village and kingdom. And the pirates overran it. They took over the prison, which is what we're building today. They took over that tower, which is what we are going to start putting a bit of detail into here. So for instance, by the way, I thought prisons are a good excuse to use iron bars because they never get any love. Really, I'm bad. I never use iron bars, and I really think they're not that bad. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. So this piece here is where we're going to start adding little bits and pieces from this tower in. And one of the very obvious ones, obviously we've got a little bit of that light blue prismarine color over there. But when we go into this, the kelp blocks, I think they're going to be really, really good just for a little piece in here where we can sort of, okay, yeah, we'll just go up there for now. I think we might have to, I don't want to go all the way up to the top and expose this block over here. So that's good. There we go. Break our ankles on our way down. And the kelp blocks were an interesting choice, and they're working very, very well. I've managed to fit them into quite a few other builds. So a kelp block there, I think it's just looking a bit out of shape right now. So let's go pop one in on that side and also fix this little silly mistake over here, which is that, like that, and put these in there. 1, 2, 2, and 3. Now, here's a thought that I've had recently. I've discussed it on streams, and people have come up with a whole bunch of different solutions to this problem in the game. And tell me about this problem, if anyone else has the problem of always mistakenly stripping logs or stripping or making path blocks out of things like this. My thought would be having like a secondary enchantment as a way of controlling that, because you can't really place, like for instance, I can't place a dark oak log and another one while holding them in my offhand, which is kind of a silly thing. So I hope that would be something in the future or something like that, just a means of getting rid of the whole stripping logs that you didn't want to strip and then you can't go back, so it's a log you just have to use for planks. I guess there's a use for them still, but it's just not as cool. Like, I don't like that. I don't like it myself. So I've always wondered what different ideas could exist out there. Oh, okay, that wasn't actually planned, but that could work all right. I wasn't really thinking that far for solutions to it. There's as I say, so many people have given different thoughts. For instance, having the enchantment, to me, that one's the best. What were the other things? Another tool that did it. I think that's a bit much, but just stuff along those lines, always good. That looks like it's a bit far away from the color that I was looking for. So let's go for these, because it seems a bit too wooden over there for a prison. In fact, we may very well be better off doing this wooden. In fact, let's just keep this part a bit more wood looking than the others, because this is not going to be the reinforced part. The reinforced part is going to be on the inside. So we'll do that, and there, because we want to keep the people in, right? So we don't want to go too crazy with reinforcing the entrance. We want to reinforce the jail cells, and if we do everything in stone, it'll just become one big ugly gray blob. Yeah, that's cool. I feel like it could be a bit taller, honestly, but it's all right. It's not a big deal. Now, let's go up there. I want to make that piece at the top look a little bit more like a lookout point. And I've done the railings, but I haven't done the railings for the central piece. So can we go up here where it would be that'll be a good place to put in that, and put another one there for now. Okay, so we have to do something about this. I guess just a simple one of these in here will end up being the trick for that. And then we do have some of these fences, and perhaps what could look quite cool is making a little bit of a spike to these. So if we do something like that, over there, and over there, like these, I think that could give us a nice look, just with a bit more detail to the roof, which is not going to be a proper roof. So something like that, and then maybe a little bit of spruce in the gaps. And let's check what that's looking like. So just little things like that to make this part kind of look like it's got a crown on it. Does that look decent? Yeah, just something in there. That's actually pretty simple. So now that we've got that, we can just put something simple there. We can even, honestly, even extend that with a, right over here. We can put a little, what is it? Not trapdoor, not fence, fence gate right over there. But that might be a bit too much. Now, the next thing is the prison cells out in this direction. I don't know how much we're going to do about them, but we may as well start adding them in. Now we got through that. We have gone and built a bit more onto it. Look at that. It actually does need a little bit of love on this side, but overall, it's starting to look like a big chunky build, which is not what we wanted originally, but it's kind of the way it's turning out, and I'm kind of liking it. So I'll show you what I've got up to. We've built the inside, or at least the workings of the inside, the framework, the structure of the inside. So if we go in here, open the door. You should have not let a draft in. We go down here. This is where the prison cells are going to be. And of course, we're going to go with a bit of, as we said before, some iron bars. But I'm pretty sure we're going to run into a little bit of a problem with them, because they're going to look kind of cool when we go around these corners like this. That's pretty neat. This over here is pretty neat. And if I want to make two cells, for instance, like this, around like that, the gap is huge. We could put in an iron door, but it doesn't work. It's because he's in the middle of the block. They just don't do anything. Is the sun about to go down? It is. Okay, cool. Well, that's fine. We'll sort that out. But over here, I'll let you know. I've got a solution to this problem, I think. And that is if we can grab some of our dark oak, which we're using for these like good old support blocks. If we grab that, that could look like we do have a cell door over there. And we could maybe even put a door in here to look like it's broken open. I think that's what we need to do. You know what, let's go quickly catch some rest here real fast. Okay, I thought I'd jump there. Fair enough. And jump. Perfect. We made it. And also that bridge, we made it in the last episode, and I don't know what it is. It's such a simple, dumb looking little bridge. Like, there's nothing special about it, but it just feels so good walking over it. It's got a nice little curve down and up again. I need to remember to always go take a look at that if ever I'm wondering how to get a good little curve to something. Now, I came here, yes, to go back up this way and grab ourselves some oak leaves. And we don't have any, we've got a few acacia, but I was looking for some jungle, but that's fine. We'll just take oak. Oak will do the trick. And what we're going to do is blow a massive hole in this wall once and for all. Free everybody. And not only that, also get a little bit nicer looking place. So let's put this in there and there and there. Okay, that is, it's pretty dark. All right, maybe we do something like that there. And I'll have to fill this piece in. But for now, let's just put that up there. That'll mark it. So next time I'm on that roof, I'll replace it. So we come down here. Pretty boring. Nothing too exciting. A lot of just raw stuff. We have to fix that anyway. But let's make a hole in the wall and make it as if this is exploded, as if a cannonball's come through here, broken through that, and I guess we could even put some rubble back there, so we can get a bit of life into the build. Because of course it's kind of a boring build until we do something like this. So let's do that. Maybe a little bit of yeah. Let's put like a stair block in. They're always good. Make it look like there's bricks that are falling out like that, and that there as one of these. We don't want too much cobble next to each other. So let's see what it looks like from the outside. Yeah, it looks like it's been blasted in. Maybe something like that. and a wall in somewhere just for good measure. We'll put a cobblestone wall in there. So that looks like it's been blasted in from the outside inward. Now let's go in through the entrance and see what it feels like as we walk in, because I think what would be good is from the inside to look like it's just this big tropical outside area. So if we can get some extra leaves and maybe even maybe we can put a little bit of a bush down there, like a proper planned out bush. So something like that. Yeah, just in there. If we do this, I had that feeling. If we just put a few of these, no, not those, a few of these. Oh, really? What were we just talking about? What were we just talking about? These darn... Because obviously, I did not want to break that. We'll put that there for now. There. And here. Yeah, just like that. So it feels as though it's slightly overgrown and it's happened a while ago where this is broken through. That's good. And we can probably break that. Yeah, that's neat. That's very, very cool. Of course, here, what we'll have to do something else in this area here to make it a bit brighter. Maybe a little prison window just over the top. Because there's like, movies like Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff where you can see people looking through a window out into the ocean. That seems like something we could do. Just a small one like that. Although it doesn't actually let light through. That's a pity. We can do that. Let's see what it looks like from the outside. That could do the trick. Oh no, we've just blocked ourselves in. Is that a slab? It is. Perfect. I can pick block that. There we go. That's all right. That seems all right. We can also probably just do something like that over the top of it. We could put another one in here and put that over the top of it. So it seems as though those can shut, even though they won't shut down. Yeah, that's some interesting little things. You see, it's just the little details on these real boxy builds. That's why I didn't, I just went ahead, built this box. Because it's not nothing too special, but it's the little things around it that make it a bit more special. And this island, definitely, on this side, we've got a good choice. A selection of 2 boats, because I keep forgetting where they are, and I just make a new boat, or pick up another boat every single time I come around the back end of this island. But right there? Yeah, that's feeling like this island's got like a good foundation on this side now. I think it's just the bridge over here, and then that's all finished. Just keep going around this way. What's making that noise? Those birds? Yeah, those birds are broken. Like, do you guys hear that? That is crazy. Yeah, go around this way. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I think we've actually pretty much, if we go around the edges of this, with the exception of that bridge, I think we've now finally got a proper perimeter to this place. Let's go update our map, because that's always fun. So quickly update the map and see what it looks like on that. Hopefully it looks good, because so far it's turning out to have a lot of interest. So that's what it looks like before. Okay, nothing really update on that. This is the one that's going to get the update. Yeah, that looks awesome. In fact, I'm just thinking about something, is this roof here, I really want that to look a bit more interesting, so we can maybe break some holes in it, put some other blocks in just to make it seem a bit more interesting than these big blotches on there. And the next piece, the only piece really, after that, and of course, whatever you guys let me know about with the improvements that we can make to the area to make it a bit more piratey, a bit more interesting, is this area here. So I'll put the started off, I guess, put the started off well in, make that seem decent. I don't want to get too wild with the well, and then just get this path up to here looking good, and maybe another building, maybe, perhaps. But I think for today, that is a fantastic build, a fantastic episode. Okay, maybe a bit here, of course, but a fantastic build, a fantastic episode, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you very, very much for joining me here today, guys, and I will see you very, very soon.